Hey guys, I'm Elliot. I'm sorry for the phone, but there's really no other way to show this other than switching from me to the computer to the 3D printer and back again. So I'm going to roll into this. Here we have our GUI interface with basically open source 3D printer. We've modified a lot of it so that we can do high resolution prints down to 10 micron pixel size. And so what we're going to do here is open up a plate and we're going to print it. So it's okay, print it. So there's the first plate, it's popping up, and you can see that the printer is moving down. Now we've got a customized chip holder that's basically a 2x3 glass slide. We're going to print our microfluidic device on the top of that at 10 micron resolution. So before this was available, you basically had two options. One was to make a soft lithography device on top of a silicon wafer from a mask that you buy from somebody, and that would take a week or so to get, and that was $60. But then you had to have somebody in your lab and the devices and everything else to be able to print this, and that would take somebody a few hours to make, and then you'd have a device you could replicate with PDMS to be able to make your molds and your microfluidic devices. And typically that process starts with making the PDMS mold and then making each layer and then bonding it in a plasma chamber. Hopefully you have a very clean area or a clean room to do this in. This is underneath liquid layer, so that you don't need a clean room for that. Plus it's eradicated under UV light. So basically this will take about 1 minute to print, and I'm not going to show you all of that, but here are some of the micro devices that we've printed. Okay, these are waiting to go into the curing chamber after they get washed in an alcohol or Novol bath. And let's just go over here to the computer and you can see some of the different chip images that we've done. Right, I'm going to flip through it quick. I'm sorry that it went backwards. So this is the initial chip, and we can see in here, this is the array of pillars. On the chip body, this is about 1 centimeter across by 2 centimeters down. And so most people can print this. They'd be able to get down to this resolution, but they wouldn't be able to focus it. And so what we've got here in this array, and there's bubbles, I know, it's not perfect, but what we've got here is pillars. Each of these pillars is 20 microns by 20 microns, and they are about 200 to 400 microns tall, depending on which chip I've taken an image of. Now you can't do this in a microfluidic device. The best resolution and aspect ratio you can get is 10 microns resolution and a 2-to-1 limit. So that means if you want to do 20 microns across, you can only do 40 microns tall. But in this, because it's 3D printing and liquid, you can get 400 microns tall. That's a huge jump in the flow rates you could possibly have for something like this. So this chip is then taken and washed and cured, and then we put a layer on top of it, membrane, and seal it, and then we can run our fluid through it with cells to test for, so in this case this is contactless dielectrophoresis. We use modulated electrofrequency to basically trap cells like in a force field, and only the cells we want, the target cells, and let the other ones go by, and then we have a highly enriched population afterwards. I hope that you guys give me a call. I will send a founder's video as well, and I don't want this to be too long, so I will sign off now. Thanks so much for looking. Bye, guys.